Hey, it's David again. The park and bark is something that's easy to learn, fun to do, and even more fun to watch. An activity that's based on strict coordinates, drill, and militaristic presentation. This section, more easily referred to as a jam out, just drops the military aspect for a moment and allows performers to connect to the audience a little more. But as fun as it looks, there's actually a few bits of etiquette that comes with it. There are two components of the action, the park and the bark. Obviously this implies that we're stationary when we play for a little while. So during a jam out section, stay on your dot. This also means that at least 1 foot has to be on the ground at all times. Another rule aligns with your sound projection. This depends mostly on your instrument, but the rule is the main aperture for sound faces the audience. For example, the lips of the flute player, the bell of the brass, and the resonant sound of a drummer all face forward. To keep your sound projection towards the audience, consider the plane of your equipment. Judging your equipment by the X and Y axis from the front, you can consider your equipment free to move about this axis. Changing to a side view, you can see how the equipment is free to move about the Y axis, but the X axis doesn't change much. Sacrifice to your profile X causes sound to move in a different direction, which ultimately costs the ensemble its blended sound. The final thing to keep in mind is that your playing isn't sacrificed by your motions. If you're attempting to move so quickly or vigorously that you can no longer play your instrument, chances are you need to relax your movements somewhat. So now that the few rules of park and bark have been laid out, what's next? Everything else. You're given free rein to feel the music and play your ambition out. The tendency for marchers actually isn't to do much, but rather to not do enough. This is the one part of the show where no one can direct the performance you give except for yourself. So hopefully, all performers will see this as an opportunity to portray their own identity to the audience.